What's good, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael, and today we're going to be talking about fake it until you make it. Now, some of you right away, before you click away, your initial reaction is going to be, Michael, that's balagna. Hocus pocus, man. I'm a giraffe. I'm a giraffe. I'm a giraffe. I'm giraffe. I'm a giraffe. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. I'm still not a giraffe, right? Doesn't matter how much I fake it, I'm never going to be a giraffe. Give me 5 minutes or under, and it'll all make sense. Let's get into it. Now, habits are developed. That's why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Is because whether you realize it or not, from the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep at night, you make probably 1,000 decisions, maybe even more. And that's not even an exaggeration. Not just like what time you wake up, but what you do when you first wake up, when you go to the bathroom, what clothes you put on. These little tiny small things are minuscule, right? They don't really matter, or they don't seem like they matter. But when you're making decisions this frequently, every single day, they start to compile on each other. And this is why the rich get richer and the poor get poor, is because whether they realize it or not, when people live in a wealthy family, so let's say their family owns a business or something, they start to pick up on habits. Subconsciously or consciously, they pick up on them. And the same thing with poor people, right? When you're poor, you don't know any better. You want better, but you don't really know what it all entails, what you need to do. And obviously, there's poor people who become rich and rich people who become poor, but that doesn't relate to this video. The point is that the little tiny things that you do every single day compile on each other very, very quickly, and they matter. They matter because ultimately your habits is what dictates not only where you are today, but where you're going in the future. Now, the good thing about these habits, at least the habits that we're talking about in this video, are learned, right? You're not born with these habits of waking up late and going to bed early and not doing anything the entire day. Those habits are learned, and because they're learned, we can actually reprogram them, which is to our advantage. Now, obviously, the first obstacle is to be able to identify these flaws or these habits, right? I don't want to call them flaws, but these habits you want to change. But once you identify them, you can change them. And the way you change them is by faking it until you make it. Now, I'm not here to tell you to not be authentic. I'm not like, if I was here really quick, I'm a rapper, dog. Word, okay? Cringy, yes. That's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. That's not real. That's not authentic. I'm not telling you to be fake. What I'm telling you is to fake it until you make it. Another way to say this is use self-affirmation to your advantage, right? Thoughts go through your head, and we could think of the thoughts that go through your head is like static noise on the TV, right? Shh. Or even in this video, you probably hear like some weird sounds that aren't me talking. They're distracting you. These thoughts that go through on our mind are either reinforcing ideas or creating new ones, right? So we can use this to our advantage by using self-affirmation. A common application for this would be if you have anxiety, if you're nervous, if you're, let's say, depressed. I'm happy. Smile. Yes, you're not going to believe it right away because it's not true. But you need to self-affirm it to yourself, because if you can fit yourself into a population, you're going to start acting like that population. And guess what? When you start acting like that population, you actually do become a part of that population. So if we want to go back to the monetary standpoint, if you want to be wealthy and get richer like people are getting richer, wealthy people who are getting wealthier, start acting like they're acting. Stop acting like a poor person. Okay, so you know what I mean by fake it until you make it. You know what self-affirmation is. But where do we go from there? How do we actually apply it? Because once you can apply it, not only is this going to change the way you think, the way you act, and change your habits, it's going to change your life. You ready for it? It's something I like to call the mirror hack. Okay, so here's this mirror hack, okay? It's really simple, but it's also really awkward, so you're gonna have to bear with me here. Anecdotally, and I think there might even be some scientific research behind it now, that the beginning and the end of your day is the most important, right? You think about it, if you wake up late and you're late to class, you're scrambling and you're, whatever, your day is going to suck. Okay, let's be honest. Your day is going to be awful. Nobody wants that. Same thing when you're going to bed. If you're going to bed, you're scrambling, you're stressed out, you're nervous, you got something in the morning and you're not ready for it, you're going to wake up probably thinking what you thought when you went to bed. And it's going to set the same tone. Again, it's going to suck. So we're going to develop a habit, not only in the morning, but also at night, that is going to change your life. And that's the mirror hack. Really simple. What you do is you go up to this mirror. Let's pretend like this is a mirror. You look at yourself in the eyes. And 5 times, you're going to state a phrase. Something that is achievable. I'm going to back off a little bit so I don't creep you out. Something that is achievable, something that is attainable, something that you want in your life, right? So take me, for example. Over the summer, I struggled with some self-esteem issues, right? So my phrase was, I am a confident badass, okay? When I first came up with that phrase, I could hardly look myself in the eyes. I couldn't even speak the words. I couldn't even whisper. It took me like a week and a half, maybe 2, just to whisper those words to myself because I was afraid that other people would hear them. But gradually over time, I was able to not only say them, but believe them. If you want something in your life, you can have it, okay? But you need to believe that you can have it first, right? So let's take a salesman, for example. If we go to a mattress store and a salesman goes, this is the best mattress on the market today, okay? He doesn't present, that's probably better than he would, let's be honest. But this is the best mattress on the market today. But you can tell he doesn't believe that. He doesn't believe that's the best mattress on the market. He doesn't sleep on that mattress at night. Hell, he doesn't even lay on that mattress during his lunch break, right? If you want to convince other people, you have to convince yourself first. Be a salesman, but be a salesman for life, okay? To yourself, all right? So 5 times in the morning, 5 times at night. If you have to say it in your head first, like I did, if you have to whisper it, start there. But you have to be consistent with it. 5 times in the morning, 5 times in the night. Hell, if you want to ramp it up, what I started doing is every time you catch a glimpse of yourself, whether it's a mirror or not. So let's say I'm looking through this window that you guys can't see, and I catch a glimpse of myself, my reflection, or I'm walking down a hallway and I see a mirror. Stop. Walk in front of that mirror, stare yourself in the eyes, and say the phrase, I'm a confident badass. It may come out as a question at first. It may sound like a question at first. That's fine. But you should be trying to believe it. If you believe it, you should be able to feel it, okay? If that makes sense. Now, we know that this works, okay? Let's take fighters, for example, because fighters are, let's be honest, a lot more explicit. They're not really worried about being politically correct, okay? So let's take Conor McGregor, whether you love him or hate him. Muhammad Ali, whether you love him or hate him. What do both these guys do? They hype themselves up. They're not hyping themselves up for a 1-rep max. They're hyping themselves up for life, okay? Muhammad Ali's famous saying that everybody knows. I am the greatest, okay? I'm getting goosebumps and shivers just by saying that, because that's crazy. Who would have the nerve, the audacity to say something like that? He did. And you know what? He was the greatest, okay? He believed, and therefore he was able to deliver, okay? Now, there's a second aspect to this that this video doesn't touch on. If you can convince yourself, you're gonna start developing those habits to get to where you wanna be. The most important part is starting those habits though, because if you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I'm a confident badass, but then you're not acting like a confident badass, it doesn't matter what you do. If you say, my life has a lot of value. Okay? Let's say you believe that, let's say you don't believe that, but the way you carry yourself throughout life, most people think you don't believe that you have value, then that self-affirmation is not working. Be consistent with it, convince yourself, enact those habits. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude this video. I do apologize. The video did turn out to be over 5 minutes, so I apologize. Hopefully you guys aren't pissed for that. I got to run to class. It was great talking to you guys. Leave your comments down below. Rate the video. Thumbs up, thumbs down. If you do leave a thumbs down, though, comment down below what you didn't like about the video. And also be sure to subscribe if you haven't already for future videos. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.